So I'm really, really excited to be working on a new record. I've been working on it for a little while now, writing the songs for it. And thought I would play a little piece of one of the songs for you that's probably the central theme of much of the record, which is really about getting on with it and letting go of maybe as a crutch. This is the Chains of Maybe. Moments in the sun are like the smile of God. Everything is perfect until you learn it's not. Then you second guess who you really are. Doubt and indecision put bars around your heart. So there's this thing that holds you, grabs you by the throat of fear that you won't make it on your own. Sometimes you gotta wave goodbye to say hello. You gotta say yes to say no. Hold tight, don't just let go. But baby, break the chains of maybe.
My first record, Grace and Gravity, was such a long, meandering process. I wrote the songs for Grace and Gravity as I was kind of moving out of writing songs for other artists to sing. I had been writing in Christian music for a long time, and at that point in my life was trying to find my voice, really. And so I started writing songs that more expressed my own heart and didn't have so much regard for getting cut by other artists or getting on the radio. And so I was just having a lot of fun. And actually those songs took about, I don't know, it was probably over the span of about 3 years. Coming into this record, we knew that we wanted to come in with a lot more intentionality. So the writing has been more specific. Certainly I have a better handle on what I want to say and how I want to say it and who I am as an artist than I did when I started Grace and Gravity. So I came into this record much more prepared, I think, to record something special and different, and we're doing it within some very specific boundaries in order to get it done in a particular time frame. So I'm really excited about how this one's going to come out, and I know it's going to sound different from Grace and Gravity, hopefully in a really good way, and it's probably going to sound like Grace and Gravity, you know, a few years later, because that's exactly where I've come to. The songs on this new record, I think the thread that I see that runs through has to do with redemption. That if things are hard, they don't have to always be hard. If you have a past that you're not proud of, you don't have to live there anymore. There's one song on the record called People Change that's literally 4 different vignettes. A girl whose husband is left, a guy who is getting through and over addiction, a pastor who has fallen from grace, and then a couple that pretty much sells everything to go be missionaries in a faraway place. And sort of the idea that we change, we evolve, we grow, we learn, and God is a God of grace who forgives and gives second chances and third chances and thousandth chances. And I think that's always the message that I want to bring in my concerts and in this record in particular, is that no one is past redeeming, no one is hopeless. While I don't consider myself a Christian artist per se, I recognize that faith is a very pervasive part of my art. Honestly, I can't imagine creating anything worthwhile or beautiful without my faith being a big part of that. However, that said, there are songs that I write that aren't explicitly faith-based. There are songs that I do that are relationship-inspired. But even so, faith is just, it's one of those things that colors my life, everything from how I parent, what kind of friend I am, how I watch the news, all of that stuff is affected by my faith. I see it all through the lens of my faith. So while I don't want to be pegged as a faith-based artist just because I feel it limits my audience and it changes the expectations of who I am as an artist. I'm ready to admit that faith is a central theme of pretty much everything I do as an artist. Again, I just don't know how I would separate myself from my faith. You know, I enjoy sharing pieces of myself with people in my music. I think it's sort of like getting to know somebody. You know, it's like when you're having a conversation with somebody that you've recently met and you're learning lots of things about them. And it's kind of fun to be on the receiving end of that, but it's also fun to then turn around and share things about yourself. And I kind of feel like I get to do that, especially when I go to a new town, to a new audience and share my songs, you know. I think it's a lot of fun. And of course, this new album is going to be opening up, you know, even more stories and even more, I guess, facets to myself and my life to even more people. So I'm really excited to do that. But I do hope that the net result is that in addition to people getting to know me, they get to know what's important to me. They get to know where my faith and my hope come from. They get to know the things that I love, and hopefully it shines some light on my life in a way that it points back to them and it gets them to thinking about the things that are important to them.